Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Aussie Grappling Media page. Now, this is the first episode in my series of athletes podcasts. Yeah, and to kick things off, we're kicking it off with a bang with a good friend of mine, training partner, coach, and all-around good guy, Nick Bilton. Thank you to the team over at Academy 411 for letting us film in their studio yesterday. So, hopefully you enjoyed the interview, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get straight into it. Alrighty, welcome to the first episode of the Aussie Grappling Media Podcast. We're joined with Nick Bitlon, first guest. Nick, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 22. I'm fighting out of Academy 411 in Rosebery. I've been here since the place opened, I think 3 years ago now. I'm a brown belt. Very excited for my next match against James Watson.
So, M16, for those of you who don't know, Nick is fighting for the title, I believe?
Yeah, 84 kilo.
Serena both?
Yep, Serena as well, my teammate. She's going for the, I think, under 61 title. I got the under 84 title. Yeah.
It's going to be sick. So, have you let's start from the start. What got you into Jiu-jitsu?
Well, I've always liked martial arts and fighting and stuff like that. And then when I was younger, I used to do Muay Thai, but I quit because I didn't really like getting hit. And then I was working at a burger shop, and there was a gym across the road from the burger shop that I'd always see people going in and out of. And then one day I was like, I'm just going to go try it.
Yeah.
I try it. My dad took me to my first class. He trained with me. I loved it. And then I quit working at the burger shop and I just started training as much as possible.
So that was in Sydney or Canberra?
This is in Canberra. Yeah, this is in Canberra. So this is at Elements in Canberra.
Oh, okay, sick. So talk to us then. How did you end up in Sydney from Canberra?
I was going through schooling. I thought I always wanted to move to Sydney for uni to study. So after I finished year 12, I was like, I'm going to go to Sydney. There are good gyms there. Partly Sydney was on my radar because of all the gyms that I'd heard of and all the competitors I've seen. So yeah, it was just a pretty easy choice for me to make to come to Sydney. Yeah.
And then you moved from Canberra Elements straight to Gracie, was it?
No, I was just kind of training around a bit because when I got to Sydney, I was pretty distracted with other things like partying and first year of uni, things like that. So I was just training around and about. And then one day I just happened to walk into the gym that Raf was coaching at just to train, and I really liked Raf. I really liked how he taught, so I just started coming to his classes regularly, and he was probably the first coach I started going to regular classes with. And then he was to me, I'm going to go train at a Gracie gym, or he's going to go coach at a Gracie gym, and he said, if you want to come, I can get you a job there. And I was like, yeah, sweet. So he took me to that Gracie gym, and then when he opened his own place, I was definitely going to come with him and Chris.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So that's how we end up here at 411.
That's it, yeah.
And then I suppose over the years we've seen you compete heaps. Your record on subversion is
5-1.
Sorry, this is a very hotly contested thing.
Yeah, it's 5-1.
It's 5-1 technically, but we all know it's
look, the one loss was to Blake Hansen, who at the time he was my coach, so he was always going to bash me. Yeah. But loss is a loss.
Loss is a loss.
Yeah.
And then obviously, how did you end up then getting? So how did you first get on subversion? Kids out there who are trying to make it big in this scene,
Yeah, I think getting on subversion was actually a massive goal of mine since I was a white belt. When I saw my coaches fighting on the old subversion cards, I was I just love to fight on subversion one day. So I just competed. I got my name out there. I just competed, and then I got some wins. My first opponent, I beat him a couple times, and I guess George, the organizer, wanted to get him on the card, and because I'd beat him a few times already in the local scene, he was like, okay, well they can run that back, and that's how I got it. And then when I did get on first match, I was like, okay, I need to get a sub, because I'd heard they want people, they want exciting matches, so I got the sub, and that was it. My next match I got the sub as well, which was good. The 2 matches after that, both decisions. Yeah. Apologies for that. But then the last match I also got a sub again, so it was good.
And then so that first subversion appearance, is that in the roundhouse? Was that back in the
Yeah, no, this is in the roundhouse, which was so cool because it's a big crowd, and
Yeah, I think from my point of view, I remember before my subversion match when you were talking, and I think you have a very interesting take on it. What was your you gave me one bit of advice and it actually helped me on the night. I was walking out and thinking about it.
Yeah, well, I think this is it. When I compete in local tournaments or tournaments where there's no one watching, I'm way more nervous because I don't know why, but I'm just more nervous. But every time I fought at the roundhouse, as I start to walk out to the stage, I just kind of get really gracious, and I'm start laughing, and I'm happy. I'm thinking, wow, this is so cool. Like, I can't believe I get this opportunity to show my jiu-jitsu in front of all these people, and the nerves will just go away if you just let like that gratitude overcome you. And that kind of only happens at at those big events where people are there's so many people there. Yeah, and that helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah, it was actually. You were like to me, like, hey, when you go out there, and I remember like literally I walked onto the stage and I was like in my head, I was like, what did Nick tell me to do? And you're like, just go out there and laugh. And I think there's literally a photo that macro photos took where I'm like, they're laughing.
Yeah.
And like in my head, I'm like, oh, this is
it's crazy.
Like, it's a crazy moment.
Like, I'm giggling. Like, I honestly, like, I think it's. I don't mean to. I'm just so happy to be there.
Yeah, and then I suppose sort of this year you've got, from what I gather, like quite an active year. M16 coming up.
M16 came up. I wasn't actually expecting to get that match. I messaged them and they were like, oh, we'll get back to you, whatever. There's a few people ahead of you. And then it turns out no one wanted the fight against James Watson.
Yeah, well, for those of you who don't know, James Watson is he's very unknown, right? He sort of came out at Street X last year.
Yeah.
Just kind of like...
I knew he was going to do well.
Did he submit Nico?
He submitted Nico with a hook, and then he tapped Kai with a footlock, which is like unheard of, I'm pretty sure. I think he went down to Lucas Kennard in the final, but he's an incredible competitor. I really like how he goes about his business. Like, just gets into it. He did well at trials, well got silver, but the match will be good. It'll be a great opportunity for me to test myself against him, and I think I can get the win.
Yes, okay, so that's the thing. Sort of, for you now, like, I think it's different for everyone, right? You see this guy who's sort of unknown, and I would say you have a bit more of a name, no disrespect to James. As a guy who's sort of got more of a name, do you care about your opponents? Do you, like, study them, or are you, like, sort of someone who's just like, okay, I'll let my coaches do it, and I'll worry about my own game?
Oh, okay, in terms of, like, match preparation, that is left up to my coaches. Like, they will tell me what to do, and I trust them. Like, that's sort of the system we have. My job is to execute. So my job is to train twice a day, eat right, do my lifting, check all the boxes. Obviously, I have to train with intent, and I have to train even when I don't want to train. But in terms of like coming up with what I'm going to do, I do trust my coaches, and I obviously have input. But my coaches Raf and Chris will generally just direct me in what they think I need to do. And so far in my super fights, that has been a winning strategy. So.
Yeah. And I sort of suppose, like, as well, coming back to that point of, like, do you then see, so you get the name James Watson, it comes across, are you straight away like, all right, I'll take that match, or does it kind of take a bit of consideration for you, or are you someone who just, like, takes matches, doesn't really care?
Well, for the James, for M16 title fight, like, that was, like, a no-brainer for me, because, first of all, it's a title fight, which is super cool to try and get a belt, and I think he's so good, like, why would I turn down that fight? That's an opportunity, Yeah. I'd be less likely to take a fight against someone who I don't think is very good, because that's not a challenge, and it's not going to push me to be better, having a match against someone who's like proven himself to be that high level, second at ADCC trials, taking all those names at the Straight X Invitational, it's sick.
Yeah. And I think, so going back to trials as well, I know this interview's kind of all over the place, but Nick's giving me a little bite to bite onto. Trials last year, we saw you.
Yeah.
How did the going into trials feeling, in a different country?
It was good.
Thailand, cutting weight in Thailand.
It was my fourth trials, I think.
Yeah.
It was my fourth trials. The weight cut was easy. Shout out Alex, my nutritionist.
You got a new nutrition. That's the other thing. You got a nutritionist.
Yeah. There was so the weight cut was actually too easy.
Yeah.
So to the point where next time I'm going to be bigger, so that the weight cut can be slightly harder and I can be bigger.
Yeah.
But it was good. First match I got the sub, and then second match made one tactical error. I got my back taken. I lost the points, and then I didn't have enough time to get them back. But he, shout out Hugh Boyd. He's a good opponent. Like, he's quite good.
I remember sitting at home being like, looking at Charles, and I'm like, oh my god. I remember texting the boys chat, being like, dude, Nick versus Hugh Boyd's gonna be an absolute banger. What was that experience like for you competing internationally, I suppose? Because as someone who hasn't really done that, hasn't got to experience that.
It's amazing. I love competing in international competitions. Like, I've done 3 trials overseas.
Yeah.
All have been very good, like great experiences. I've done Euros as well now. That was also quite fun. It's one of the best parts of doing jiu-jitsu is being able to travel with it, for sure.
Yeah. And like for you, I suppose, when you first started, did you see this as like being the career you'd be at? Did you see yourself being in Sydney?
No.
Training full time?
No. When I first started, I was just like, oh my god, it's crazy how much skill there is in jiu-jitsu. I got to get so good if I want to do jiu-jitsu. And then when I moved to Sydney, I just thought, I'll just keep training, like, just because I like to train. And then, when Raf asked me if I wanted to coach, I sort of thought about it. I was like, actually, I would like to coach, and I would like to make this a big part of my life, you know.
And I sort of suppose for you, from like a coaching point of view, are you one of those coaches who... So I know we get these guys who like, do you prefer competing or do you prefer being the coach in the situation? Or do you enjoy both the same?
I enjoy both the same. I don't enjoy the nerves I get when I compete, but I enjoy the process around coming up with, like, hearing the game plan, and then camping for fights. Like, every week has a different intention. That's really good throughout the year to push me to that next level. But I also really just enjoy the day-to-day training. Like, if I got nothing coming up, no matches, I'm still just as happy. I'm training just as much when I have a match as when I don't have a match. The intensity and the intention of the training is very different when I don't have a match, obviously. But I always love training. I never don't train.
Yeah. And obviously, like, coaching full-time now, you're coaching... How many classes a week do you coach here?
It changes. Like, everyone's been away the last couple of weeks. I've been coaching, like, all the classes, but usually, like, 5 to 6.
Yeah. And I think so. M16 coming up, we've heard that. What's sort of the plan for the rest of the year? I know there's a title fight that you want that hasn't sort of come across.
Well, so M16, and then obviously the Subversion 77 kilo title holder is Joao Marco. He's a really good competitor. I'm 5-0 in my last 5 fights, so I've definitely got a good claim for that title. I'm sure he will take that fight. I think that'll be a cracker. Yeah. So that'll be on the list for something to get this year. But aside from that, we've got trials again mid-year, which I'll be at.
The Gold
Coast trials. I'll be going to Euros again this year, I believe.
Yeah.
And Worlds as well.
Okay, so 6. What kind of active year competing as well?
Big second half of the year. First half of the year, exactly.
And sort of, I suppose for you, for someone who's like coming up, your advice towards like competing, obviously we heard your just enjoy the moment, but like for someone who say wants to compete at a higher level, what do you say? Just like kind of full send it, or is there a point where it's like, okay, I can only go to Euros when I'm this good, or I can only go to Worlds when I'm this good?
No, you should just compete no matter where you think you're at in terms of skill. You should just practice the skill of competing. It's the skill of competing is a completely different skill, just the skill of jiu-jitsu. Like, obviously they're linked, but there is a skill to competing. Like, it's how you get your mind right, how you prepare on the day, how you like carry yourself around the mats and around your opponents, and how you go through weight cuts and all that thing. There's a whole different skill set that comes with competing, so practicing that is super important, and putting yourself in those positions is very important. I think just put yourself in positions that feel uncomfortable with competing. So it could be taking matches that are going to be hard, or traveling to compete. Like, a lot of people don't want to travel to compete because they think, what if I lose? I invested all this money or whatever. It's like, okay, that's true. Like, but an uncomfortable situation is going to really push you to be the best.
So, I think that's a big thing I know for myself. And I'm like, okay, I want to go to Euros, I want to go to Worlds. It's like, what if I spend all this money and I get there first round? It's like, I lose first round. It's like you said, it's more of the journey to get there. And make sure 100%. Those hours. Now, coming towards the end of this, got a few quick fire questions. Who is the hardest person you reckon you've trained with? The hardest role you've ever had?
I'll give 2 names. Okay. Ethan Thomas. He's come in a few times. He's unbelievable. I actually compete against him.
For those of you that don't know as well, Ethan Thomas is an absolute dog. I've heard that the guy
it's crazy. It's crazy. He's rolling with him's like just running full speed into a brick wall. And then in the gi would be Shahar Khan from Shibuya in Canberra. He's like another next level black belt. He's crazy.
Can we expect to see a Nick Bilton return to the gi, or are you just...
Well, I won Pan Packs last year in the gi.
So yes, that's true. Nick did win Pan Packs.
I took my division. So the return's underway. But I need a bit more. I need a few more comps in the gi, a little bit more training before I get into the gi fully. I actually do want to return to the gi fully. I think the gi is way cooler than no gi, personally.
See, this is the big thing now. It's the joke I've got, that the gi is back, because I'm so against the gi at the moment. But
really, why?
I don't know. I just I go train in the gi and I just feel so. I came from the gi. Now I'm putting on no gi, and now I just feel so stiff. I just feel so fair. So bad in the gi. And then I suppose a few more quick fire questions. I think the one that sort of you guys are gonna hear on this podcast a lot, and it's sort of one that I've stolen. When it's all said and done, when you look back on your career, what do you want to be remembered for? And like, what do you want to be remembered as? I know it's more of like a question you hear with MMA guys, but I think for jiu-jitsu, it's sort of, when it's all said and done, say you take a break for competing, you retire from competing, what do you want to be remembered for?
Probably doing it right, like always trying to chase, top technique, elite technique, not taking steroids, doing everything right. Trusting the process. Like at the end of the day, I see jiu-jitsu as a vessel for self-improvement. That's it. Like it is a big part of my life. It's very cool. But if it doesn't make you a better person, then I think it's all for nothing. So trying to improve your own life and others' lives through jiu-jitsu, doing it right. I think you have to do it right in order to really improve your life and other people's lives.
And then I think the other one that I love, the question I always love is, what's the best bit of advice you've been given through jiu-jitsu? Whether it be like on the mats, off the mats, but like in jiu-jitsu, someone's giving you advice and like, oh, okay, sick. That sort of is like gonna stick with me for a long time.
So one of my first coaches, Alan, probably a bit of advice he told me. He told it to me pretty recently, like a couple of years ago. So the advice was, he just messaged me before I competed one day. He's like, just bring it all back to technique. That was very simple. Just bring it all back to technique. But that's very important. Like for me, it's not just for jiu-jitsu. Everything. Bring it all back to technique. Bring it all back to what you know. Your like mastery over a situation. And if it goes wrong, get back to the drawing board. Keep training. Think about why it went wrong. You can always. You have everything is within. You can solve all your problems from things that are within you. As long as you bring it all back to the technique.
And then I think my last sort of question is, that just gone out of my head. What was it? Dude, I literally just the question, then you gave me that answer and I lost it.
You're not locked in, bro.
No, I'm locked in. It's like I was deeping what you just said to me. Oh, damn, what was it? Oh, your dream match. Who is like the one guy that you look at and you're like, if I get to fight this guy in my career, I've reached to like dream. Like young Nick, white belt Nick is like, oh, okay, those TikToks where it's like the young kid, it's like, oh, we fought him. Like, who is the dream guy that if you look back, you'll be like, holy shit, I got to fight him?
Maybe Mika.
Yeah.
Like, I like Mika. He's just on the top of the sport right now, and he's like, I think he's even younger than me. So if I fight him on it, it's huge. Yeah, but he's just top of the sport,
And then sort of give you a second. Who is your least favorite training partner?
My least favorite.
Your favorite training partner.
It's probably the same person, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's my roommate Hendo.
Yeah.
Because he's like almost unsubmittable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he won't tap the strangles. Obviously, you can strangle him if you really get him, but you have to kill him.
Yeah.
So he's my least favorite training partner because when I'm tired and my arms are heavy, I'm just like, can you just tap, bro? Like.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, when I tap him, I'm like, all right. You're about to die. Yeah. Like, I know you're about to die.
You're about to die, yeah.
And he's got like weird strength. Like he's got this weird he's only 68 kilos, but he's got this weird, really strong body. And he's like, when you try and take him down, he's always just catching himself. He'll like post on one hand, which you're not supposed to do. He'll post on one hand when I'm trying to slam him, and he'll do a cartwheel over his head. Yeah.
And then my last question of the interview: what is it like living with someone that you train with? Like I know for myself, if I went home, like one of my boys I'm constantly rolling with,
it's the best.
I probably hate it. But
no, it's the best. I live with both my roommates, so Nikita and Hendo are training here. They're both competing, training. It's sick because we go home, we come train together, we go home together, we eat together, we lift together, we do our recovery together. We do a lot together.
Yeah.
I swear it's not romantic in any way. We're just friends. But no, it is good because we're always like pushing each other. Yeah,
it's good to have so you guys like sort of build like a community.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to a point at home that where it's like, all right, boys, no more jiu-jitsu talk?
We're just chilling now, definitely. And a lot of the time it takes we'll get home and we'll just chuck on jiu-jitsu on the TV immediately.
Yeah.
Like the other day we went back to back on all the Leandro Lowe, Nicholas Marigali matches. We went through we went through all those matches again, which was sick. And we'll just we'll talk about it. We'll practice moves on the carpet and stuff. But sometimes we do need to chill, which is good because we're there to chill as well. Like we can play Oblivion or something.
Yeah. Sick. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this podcast, guys. Like I said, first episode, don't know how great it's going to be. Nick's answered some great questions. I probably asked some terrible questions, but stay tuned. March 29th, Adelaide.
Yeah.
Nick's got M16 title fight. Yeah, James Watson. It's gonna be a super sick match. Yeah, I'm covering that event as well. But yeah, Nick, thank you.
Thank
First
you.
guest, best guest.
My man.